Welcome to the Deep Dive, the place where we try to unravel complex info and bring you some surprising facts and insights.
That'll be here.
Today, we've got something really different. It's an audio case study called The Recycled Heart, and it was actually submitted by a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission really is to explore this family's story. It spans generations. We want to uncover the connections, between what they did, their lives, and these sometimes mysterious ideas about karma.
Yeah, it's compelling because it's not just theory. This story, this personal narrative, gives us a really tangible way to see cause and effect playing out. Very human.
Okay, so let's dive in. The narrator, she's a head nurse, also a government official.
Right.
And her journey into making merit, that's like cultivating good actions, virtue, it started with a monastic community back in 2003, or 2546 BE.
Mm.
And she did something pretty significant. She got her hospital to install a Dhammakaya satellite dish.
Which is basically a dedicated broadcast system, yeah.
Yeah.
For spiritual teachings, meditation,
Exactly, and the impact was huge. Doctors, nurses, staff.
even patients, the source says. It notes a lot of them became really engaged, like dedicated students almost. Leaders in spiritual activities, going to the temple, making merit.
Wow.
It really shows how one person's actions can, ripple outwards in such a positive way.
That power of the individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of ripples, let's talk about the narrator's family. Starting with her father, his story has some interesting points.
Definitely.
He was a government finance officer, talkative, friendly, people liked him.
Generally well regarded, yes.
But the source also mentions this quirk. He had a unique approach to relationships.
Well, yes. The source notes he tended to acquire a new wife pretty much everywhere he moved.
Really?
And brought the extra children back for the narrator's mother to raise. Supposedly for joy.
For joy. Wow. Okay. But he was gentle with the kids, didn't punish them much.
Apparently not. A gentle style, despite the, complicated family structure he created.
Right. Adds a very human layer.
Yeah.
So later in life, he retires at 60.
And dedicates himself to temple work. Lived there. Helped with accounting for the foundation.
And he'd often ask the narrator, his daughter, "Did you do good today?"
That's the recurring theme, that focus on goodness.
Then, in his final days, he didn't want to leave the temple, even though he was getting older,
Right. He finally went home at 75.
and passed away just 3 days later.
Mm-hmm. And the evening before, there was that unusually long chanting session and those heavy sighs.
Yeah, like he couldn't get enough air. It's quite evocative.
That is.
Now, the narrator noticed some peculiar things around his death, like smelling Indian incense at the hospital that morning. And she'd observed, as a nurse, that patients often seemed to pass around 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., made her wonder if those were the Grim Reaper's times.
It's totally natural to look for patterns then, but the source is quite clear on this.
Okay.
The incense smell, the 6 a.m. p.m. timing, just coincidences. Interesting observations, sure, but not causally linked. Death can arrive, any moment.
No set schedule for the Grim Reaper.
Exactly. And those other sightings. His older brother and aunt thinking they saw him under their house.
While he was actually at home praying, yeah.
Likely just a mistake, given their age. Misidentification.
And the 3-year-old adopted son seeing him on a pulpit during the funeral.
Also explained away. A child's perception? Not really aware. And the father wouldn't sit there anyway. It's reserved for monks. Proper etiquette.
Okay, so those are maybe explained by circumstance, but
Yeah.
there's one post-death appearance the source says was real, verified.
Yes. This one is different.
5 years after he died, a friend actually saw him, spoke with him at the Ratchaburi train station, where they used to meet up.
That's the one. The source confirms this was true. His subtle body, his consciousness, was still sort of following old routines.
Wandering to familiar places.
Precisely. And because of his merit, especially helping the temple near the end, and the merit others dedicated to him.
He ended up somewhere specific.
Yes. He became a Bhumathewa, a good earth deity, essentially bound to a place, a village near his old home.
Fascinating. A good earth deity. Okay, let's shift gears. The narrator's maternal grandfather. A carpenter.
Known for honesty and deep filial piety.
He cared for his parents right until they passed.
Yes, and he carried their ashes with him whenever he moved, eventually built a Chaitya stupa for them at Wat Wai now.
Wow, that's dedication. He lived to 86. What's the significance of that kind of deep respect for ancestors?
Oh, it's huge, karmically speaking. It shows profound virtue, humility. The source says it ensures an easier life next time around, with supportive filial children, rebirth in high families.
So his actions were really beneficial for him.
Absolutely. Correct in principle. The source states he was reborn as a tuabut, a handsome celestial being in Dao Dings of heaven. Layer 3 specifically, all down to his Buddhist merit and that incredible filial piety.
Amazing. Then there's the maternal grandmother. Generous woman, lived to 93.
But her end was difficult.
Very. Cancer of the esophagus and intestines near the stomach. Couldn't swallow. Too old for surgery.
Lived 7 more months fed through a tube, wasting away. It's heartbreaking.
It really is. Does the source give a karmic reason for that specific painful illness?
It does. And it's quite direct. In a past life, in an agricultural setting, she apparently slit the throats of animals for food.
Ah.
So causing suffering related to sustenance, particularly the throat, manifested later as a blockage in her own ability to receive nourishment.
Yeah.
A direct karmic reflection.
That's stark. Okay, let's move to the narrator's mother. She developed heart problems after her mother passed away.
Irregular heartbeat, fainting spells. Ended needing a pacemaker.
But she had this great spirit, resilience, humor, that famous quote,
"My heart is recycled, I won't die."
yes, the title inspiration.
What about the karmic roots of her heart condition? Not coffee, the source says.
No, not the coffee. It points to a past life where she overworked animals and also apparently took pleasure in startling animals kept in cages.
Really? Even startling caged animals?
Seems so. It suggests that actions causing stress or harm, even seemingly minor ones, particularly to the vital systems of other beings, can impact our own corresponding systems, like the heart. Wow. Okay, so her recycling eventually stopped, late 2000.
Right. And on September 16th, 4 a.m., she just calmly told her daughters.
I'm going now. And she passed that night. She was 82.
A calm departure. And because she had merit from caring for her own parents and her Buddhist practices.
Where did she go?
Reborn as an Akartathiwa, an aerial celestial being, a deity whose home is essentially in the air.
Ariel. Okay. Now, the narrator's elder sister, unmarried, kind, raised her siblings like a mother, adopted a boy.
A kind soul, yes, but faced challenges.
Yeah, the adopted son, charming, but got into trouble. Drugs. Sold her things after she died.
A difficult situation.
And the sister herself got sick. Just 2 months after their mother died, she developed leukemia. High fevers. Chills.
And just before she died, frantically calling for that adopted son, died at 62.
The source says her death wasn't peaceful. Intense suffering wasn't ready. And crucially, she struggled. She couldn't focus her mind on the Buddha in those final moments, even though people were telling her to.
And that right there is such a vital lesson.
How so?
It highlights why practicing meditation, practicing thinking of the Buddha while you're healthy is so critical. You build it as a habit.
So it's there for you when things get tough, like at the end.
Exactly. Trying to suddenly do it amidst intense pain or fear is incredibly difficult. Regular practice makes for a smoother, safer journey at death.
I see. And what happened to the sister after death?
She wandered for a bit, apparently, but was eventually reborn as a human. This was due to merit from constructing certain Buddha images, which the narrator helped finish, and also receiving merit dedicated to her.
Reborn as human. Now, here's another twist, the karmic link between the narrator, this elder sister, and the adopted son.
Oh, yes, the past life connection.
In a past life, the son was their younger brother, also mischievous, ran away.
And the sisters back then apparently always enabled him, supported him despite the behavior.
So that pattern just carried over.
Pretty much, yes. The source says the narrator's task now is to try and educate him, guide him, or if he won't change, she needs to build immense merit herself to sort of escape that karmic entanglement.
To escape the cycle. Wow. Okay, let's talk about the narrator's own life challenges. She had a successful restaurant.
But real estate ventures went sour during a bubble burst. Led to debt.
Friends didn't repay loans. She got cheated in some kind of share scheme.
Right. A lot of financial difficulty.
And on top of that, her husband had an affair. They divorced, and she forfeited all their shared assets, just out of anger.
A painful confluence of events.
So what are the karmic roots here? For the financial loss, the marital problems.
The source points mainly to Kane's sexual misconduct in a past life when she was a man. Accidents that break up families cause that kind of instability for others. They tend to boomerang.
Yeah.
Manifesting as financial insecurity, relationship breakdowns in your own life later on.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Not repaying loans in a past life was also a factor. And significantly, a lack of Dana Brahmi.
Lack of generosity merit.
Exactly. Insufficient merit from giving in the past Meant she didn't have the, let's say, spiritual capital to support or hold on to great wealth in this life.
Now, how does she turn that around? How does she regain wealth?
Accumulate merit, lots of it, giving, morality, meditation, and cultivate a pure mind that allows wealth to flow back. And the source stresses merit isn't tied to economic booms or busts.
So don't worry about the economy, just focus on merit making.
That's the core advice, yes.
Okay, one more thing about her persistent hip pain, especially when meditating. Can't sit on the floor. Is that karma too?
It's presented as a mix, partly just normal bodily conditions, aging perhaps, but also partly linked to karma from killing small animals for food in a past life.
Small animals.
Yeah.
Okay. And the solution for that kind of pain or other physical issues?
It's the comprehensive approach again. Accumulate all forms of merit. Giving, keeping precepts, meditation, yes, but also specifically releasing animals and consciously dedicating the merit to beings one might have harmed in the past.
And the effect?
Heavy karma becomes lighter. Light karma can disappear altogether.
It's all so interwoven. Now, she mentioned her nephew, her mother's brother's son. He's always been a good friend to her, a Kalyana Mitra.
A supportive figure, yes. There's a past connection there, too.
Oh, yay.
In a previous Buddha Kalpa, a cosmic age, basically he was a king soldier. Later ordained, spent his life spreading Buddhist teachings. That supportive nature carries through.
Explains his role now. And what about the narrator's own history of making merit?
The source describes her as a mood-dependent supporter. Meaning her support for the monastic community, her merit-making, was inconsistent. Sometimes strong, sometimes less so, depending on her mood or circumstances.
And that reflects in her life.
Yes. It explains the fluctuations across lifetimes, sometimes wealthy, sometimes not, sometimes meeting helpful people, sometimes not. It mirrors her own inconsistency in building merit.
Right. So tying this all together for someone listening, what's the absolute core takeaway from this whole family saga?
It's simple, but profound. Merit. Merit is the source of all happiness, all success. That's the central message.
And there's an urgency to it.
Absolutely. The source puts it bluntly. Think slowly about making merit, you get rich slowly. Act quickly, merit arises quickly, you get rich quickly. The crucial part is, don't die before your merit bears fruit. Act now.
Wow. Powerful stuff. This deep dive into the recycled heart, it's really shown a light on karma, connections, the impact of our actions, even across lifetimes.
It really has. It just underscores that every choice matters. Every action has a consequence. But understanding that empowers us, doesn't it? To consciously shape a better life, a life with more well-being, more purpose.
Definitely. So as you've listened to the story today, maybe take a moment. Consider your own life's patterns. Are you consciously shaping things? Are you building your merit now? Or are you waiting?
Good questions to ponder.
Remember, these deep dives, they aren't just interesting stories. Hopefully they offer some valuable insights into how things work, maybe inviting you to keep exploring on your own journey.